Good morning, everybody. It's story time with Louie and Sophie, and we are going to continue our book, Ramona the Pest. If you remember, before spring break, we left off with Ramona getting in trouble because she pulled Susan's curls, and Miss Binny told her that if she couldn't stop pulling Susan's curls, she would have to go home and stay there until she could stop. So Ramona decided she was never going back, and then she remembered she left her tooth in Miss Binny's drawer, in her desk drawer. So we're going to continue the story. This chapter is called Kindergarten Dropout. Why, Ramona, whatever is the matter? Mrs. Quimby wanted to know when Ramona opened the back door. Oh, nothing. Ramona had no trouble hiding the gap in her teeth. She did not feel like smiling, and not having a tooth to leave for the tooth fairy was only a small part of her trouble. Mrs. Quimby laid her hand on Ramona's forehead. Are you feeling all right? She asked. Why did she put her hand on her forehead? What was she checking for? She was looking for a fever. Yes, I feel all right, answered Ramona, meaning that she did not have a broken leg, a skinned knee, or a sore throat. Then something must be wrong, insisted Mrs. Quimby. I can tell by your face. Ramona sighed. Everybody sighed. Miss Binny doesn't like me anymore, she confessed. Of course Miss Binny likes you, said Mrs. Quimby. She may not like some of the things you do, but she likes you. No, she doesn't, contradicted Ramona. It's our first word that we're going to study, that we're going to harvest. Contradict. It means to say the opposite is the real truth. So if I say the sky is blue, if you contradict me, you'd say, no, it's not. The sky is green, or something like that. So when Ramona contradicted, Miss Binny said, she may not like some of the things you do, but she likes you. Ramona said, no, she doesn't, saying that that's not the truth. This is the truth. She doesn't want me there anymore. Ramona felt sad thinking about the recesses and the new seat work she was going to miss. What do you mean? Mrs. Quimby was puzzled. Of course Miss Binny wants you there. No, she doesn't, insisted Ramona. She told me not to come back. But why? She doesn't like me, was Ramona's answer. Mrs. Quimby was exasperated. Exasperated means very frustrated. Mean she just didn't understand what Ramona was trying to say, and it was frustrating to her. So she was exasperated. I have the feeling we harvested exasperated already because Beverly Cleary loves to use that word in the Ramona books. In all her books, actually. It's one of her favorite words, exasperated. Mrs. Quimby was exasperated. Then something must have happened. There is only one thing to do, and that is to go to school and find out. Eat your lunch, and we'll go to school before afternoon kindergarten starts and see what this is all about. After Ramona had picked at her sandwich a while, Mrs. Quimby said briskly, I know we've harvested this one. Briskly means quickly, and just in case, we'll harvest it again. Briskly, very quickly. Mrs. Quimby said briskly, put on your sweater, Ramona, and come along. No, answered Ramona, I'm not going. Oh, yes, you are, young lady, said her mother, and took her daughter by the hand. Ramona knew she had no choice when her mother started calling her young lady. She dragged her feet as much as she could on the way to school, where the afternoon kindergarten was behaving like the morning kindergarten. Half the class was lined up by the door waiting for Miss Binny, while the other half raced around the playground. Ramona stared at the ground because she didn't want anyone to see her, and when Miss Binny arrived, Mrs. Quimby asked to talk to her for a moment. Ramona did not look up. Her mother led her to the bench beside the kindergarten door. You sit there and don't budge while I have a little talk with Miss Binny, she told Ramona. Ramona sat on the bench, swinging her feet, thinking about her tooth in Miss Binny's drawer and wondering what her teacher and her mother were saying about her. Finally, she could stand the suspense no longer. Suspense is where she's waiting and waiting and waiting. She had to budge, so she slipped over to the door as close as she could without being seen and listened. The afternoon kindergarten and the workmen across the street were making so much noise, she could catch only a few phrases like bright and imaginative, so that means smart with a lot of imagination. Ability to get along with her peer group, meaning can she get along with her friends? And who is she probably talking about? Susan? and negative desire for attention. That means she does things that are not so good so that people will look at her and give her attention. Ramona felt awed and frightened, scared to be discussed in such strange, big words, which must mean Miss Binny thought she was very bad indeed. She scuttled back to the bench when at last she heard her mother walk to the door. What did she say? Ramona's curiosity was almost more than she could endure, more than she could bear. Mrs. Quimby looked stern. Show me your stern face. She said she will be glad to have you back when you are ready to come back. Then I'm not going back, announced Ramona. She would never go to kindergarten at all if her teacher didn't like her. Never. Oh, yes, you are, said Mrs. Quimby wearily. Wearily means she's very tired, so she probably said it in a tired voice, like, oh, Ramona, yes, you are. Ramona knew better. And then I'm going to stop. There are these little stars which kind of breaks up a chapter that's long. So we're going to stop where those stars are. I'm going to put my Post-it bookmark back, and we will continue Ramona the Pest tomorrow. Have a great day.